Hello there. Um, my name is Brandon. I just wanted to do a little update, a little first update about how this research project is going. Um, so the computer science department at the university is doing joint research with the biology department. Um, and I'm the only student on this project right now. Um, but after I graduate, it'll be handed down to underclassmen. So it'll probably help to have some video documentation. And it's also really exciting stuff because the current models are working pretty well for our specialized data set. But essentially, this project is this. We're trying to leverage machine learning to predict whether genetic variants in proteins are pathogenic. So either they're going to be disease-causing or benign. And we do this by looking at amino acid sequences. Um, so my, I guess, like, predecessors, that's a very interesting word to use in this case. But I mean, the people who worked, the students, Sebastian and Liam, who worked on this project before me, who have now graduated, are the ones who started this. I won't be showing everything because a lot of it is like proprietary, I think, and it's also on my local machine. I'll be showing snippets, and I've also been leveraging Claude Code to help with a lot of the implementation. So we have, I want to bring up a little bit of what they did. So in classifier model, they worked on a feed-forward neural network. I'll just show a little bit of the model. So they did have a feed-forward architecture, which after full training on all of the data sets, was able to get them to 72% accuracy, which is really good. And then I took their architecture and modified it a little bit just to test things out to see if we broadened the neural network. But it still stayed about that 72% accuracy range. I was thinking about what other architectures that we could use. So I spoke to my professor, Dr. Chastain, and we settled on utilizing a transformer model. So I did a little implementation for the transformer model. I was showing this. So I already have the weights of a model saved. I'm still using Word2Vec. My seniors who worked on this project before me, they used Word2Vec to feed forward model. And so I kept that implementation here. Let's see if we can just get one run done. Model. As you can see, the transformer model is 90% accurate with an 88% F1 score. It's just a ridiculous jump. So I'm just gonna exit out of that. It's a ridiculous amount of improvement, just changing the architecture. At first I was worried because I was wondering if we needed more training data, if I needed to manually label more of our data sets, because you can see here our training data. We have, I think, let's see, we have 196 labeled data batch sets, which is great. But we're also sitting on 9,000 more sets, right? So, yeah. Anyway, so we have ESM2 embeddings, right? And they're just they're just general transformer-based embeddings. Not looking at our specific use case. Essentially, what I did is here is just taking those embeddings, feeding it through the attention pooling mechanism, and then what we can do is, once we have that vector, feed it through the neural network, which I have somewhere. Where the self.classifier. These are all the layers. And then it just makes a prediction. So basically leveraging all of the ESM data that we have online, and then using it for our own specialized data and test set. And I'll just show you how it performs. So let's just run it. And I'm also using, this is actually a smaller model. So, I'm not sure why the device's CPU should be using my 3070, but that's okay. Yeah, so this is ESM2, 35 million parameters. There's a larger one, I think it's 120 something parameters. And I'm sure it'd be I'm sure the results would be crazy. But on my little laptop, I'm using the 35 million parameter one. And we'll just let the results speak for themselves on the test data set, mind you. I'm doing 50 epochs as well. So again, just to run through the classifier, we have, so the classifier, it does that sort of like process of using the attention pooling mechanism to make it into one vector, feed that vector through the neural network. Neural network makes a guess, and then in training, we calculate the loss of that guess, and then we use backpropagation to figure out the gradient and then apply it. The ESM embeddings are doing all the heavy lifting for us, which is just great news because we're basically sitting on all this data that is just open source, and we can use it for our own specific use case. As you can see, in 17 epochs, it's already 97% accurate, which is just insane. And this is with the smaller model, or the 35 million parameters. Yeah, we're basically just sitting on all this data, and that's great. So that's what we did. That's what we've done so far. And I'm excited to see where this thing goes.